Hello and welcome to this series on JMeter beginner tutorial. So this is the sixth part of this session, and today we are going to see how do we create a test to test the database and to create a test plan in JMeter for DB testing. Okay, so let us begin and let us go stepwise, and the very first step is to add the thread group to our test plan. Okay, so we add a thread group. Okay, now we have already seen that in the thread group we can uh, specify the number of users, the ramp up period, the loop count, and so on. Okay, now the second step will be we have to add a config element, and that config element is JDBC connection configuration. Okay, so here we will give the configuration for our DB. So we have to add JDBC connection configuration element, and we have to provide the details of our database. Okay, so here I'll be providing the database URL, class, username, and password. So I have created a test database here, and you can see this is automation DB is the name of the database, and it has some data. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this URL in the database URL. So this is how we give the URL in case of MySQL. It is JDBC colon MySQL, and then we give the host name, and then we give the port name, and then the name of the database. Okay, so I have created this database from DB for free website, and you can also go to this website and create a free database for testing purpose only. And I'll also have a video to show you how exactly you can go to this site and create a free database for you. Okay, so the next thing is the JDBC driver class, and this is the text I have to use for JDBC driver class. Then I'll give my username and my password. Okay, now one thing to notice here, and the most important thing in JDBC testing, is that you have to add the MySQL jar in case you are testing the MySQL database. Okay, so you have to add a jar in JMeter. So you can go to your browser and search for MySQL JDBC driver jar. Go to this link, and here you will have the option of downloading this jar. So we can download a zip file here. Okay, so you can just start the download. I'm not going to download it now because I already have it, and I'll show you how exactly you are going to put it into your JMeter folder. So after you have downloaded the jar, you will unzip it, and in the folder you will get a jar that you will have to put into your JMeter lib folder. Okay, so you can see in my lib folder I already have added this jar. So this will be the jar that you will have to add to your JMeter lib folder, and then you will have to restart JMeter. Okay, so actually this should be the very first step that you should do. Add MySQL JDBC jar to JMeter lib folder, and then you have to restart JMeter. Make sure that after adding the jar you restart it, otherwise the changes will not take place. Okay, so we have now added a thread group. We have also added the JDBC connection configuration, and we have given all the required fields, and these fields you can keep it as default. Okay, so these are the max number of connections it can make, the max wait timeout and so on. So you can change it if required, but normally we can keep it as default. So the next thing that you have to add is you have to add a JDBC request. Okay, so step number 4 will be add JDBC request, and again I'll go to my thread group, do a right click, add, go to sampler and select JDBC request. Okay, now this is the element where you will actually put your SQL query. So you can see I have a table called student1. Okay, so I am going to select all the data from this particular table. So I can say select star from student1. Okay, that's it, no need of giving any semicolon or anything else, just a simple query here. And here you can select the query type. So this is of course a select query. Okay, now we need to add some listeners so that we can view the results. So step 5 is add listeners. So let me add view results in table, and let us also add view results tree. Okay, now we have everything ready. We have created the test plan, we have added the jar, we have configured the JDBC properties, we have added the request and the listeners. So the last step will be to run and validate. Okay, so let me run this test plan. I'm not saving it for now, and you see this did not show any result, but there is some warning and some error here. If I click here, let us see what is the issue. It is saying variable name must not be empty for element JDBC connection configuration. Okay, so what does this mean is, let us go to our JDBC connection configuration and we see a field called variable name. Okay, so what does this mean is, we have to give some name here, we cannot leave it blank. And then in our JDBC request we have the same field variable name, and again we have to give the same name here. Okay, what does this mean is, this is a way for JMeter to tell that this particular request will refer to this particular JDBC configuration. Okay, so it will know while the test is running that for this particular request JMeter has to take this particular uh, database configuration and connect to this particular database for running this particular query. This also means that in a single test plan we can have multiple JDBC connection configurations and multiple JDBC requests, and different requests can refer to different JDBC connections. Okay, so let us run it now, and let us go to our listeners. And of course, see the database that we have is freely available public database. So again it will take some time to connect, and if you are running this on your actual application or database, it will be pretty fast than what it is now, right? Because I'm using a free database, it will take some time. So you can see now it has shown the results, and in the result tree as well it has shown the results. This request took like almost like 30 seconds. So this is very bad time, and normally it will not be so much time if you are using a real world a database application. Let us go to our results tree and see the results. So this was my request, this is the request I sent, and in my student 1 table this is the data I have. Okay, these two rows should be displayed. So let us go to our response, and yes, I have got this data. So my JDBC test case and test plan is working fine. So now I can increase the number of threads and users as per requirement and do a performance test on this particular database. Okay, so this is how we can create a DB test plan in JMeter and create and test our database. Hope you like it. Thank you.